Y'all up in here watching Shang-Chi. Matter of fact, again, always coming up. And matter of fact, I do not own the copyrights to this. This is for educational purposes. But Shang-Chi, his mom giving him spoiler alert, his mom giving him a little gem and telling him to hold on to this. And his sister has the other gem. And these gems actually are like eyes to a dragon statue. And the dragon statue opens up a map which basically guides people to this mystical forest called Talo. It's a hidden forest that you could only access in certain moments, and matter of fact, it's like a maze where the forest it opens up, but then it kind of closes. So if you're not knowing how to maneuver through the labyrinth of the turns, and as it opens and closes, you could get stuck in it. You gotta have the direct timing, so to speak. And in this place, they have dragons, and they have like these soul eaters, they call them, that's been trapped in a portal. And basically Shang-Chi mom is basically one of the beings from that forest, and basically like a protector by like holding these soul eaters in this portal. And the portal is closed by dragon scales. And in this movie, dragon scales are used as armor, and it's the only thing that could cut through these soul eaters. And it reminded me of connecting with, the dragon energy. In general, again, we have different animal totems, stuff like that. And then I thought about like the Trinity of color, where color in essence has like a trinity. And even when you think about the three main colors too, I forgot which ones it is, so I'm not going to go into that. But, whereas yellow, let's just say I think it's yellow, blue, and maybe red, but don't quote me. But the trinity of color being like, you got rainbow, which is colors displayed individually. You got white, all colors being pushed out. And then you got black, all colors being pulled in, and again, we know the science of this, like a black hole pulling in stuff. And again, like the story of the Yin and the Yang energies as well, and again, like the black pulls things in. And we talk about like melanated people are wearing black clothes, it's like, oh, it's pulling in that sunlight, so basically pulling in, this light, and you also gain insight from pulling in that light, what I'm saying? That's information being stored, quote unquote, in the melanin. That's not, again, this is not to get on no human shit of who's better or none of that type of shit, because it ain't, like, again, everything serves its purpose. No right, no wrong, no good, no bad, what I'm saying? But again, all colors as they appear to our two eyes is due to the color not being absorbed by an object and being pushed out. So again, for example, plants are green, and I went through this before in the previous videos too. Plants are green because that color is being pushed out and not absorbed. So the reason why we see green is because in essence the plants are pushing that color out. And also like how we see light, or how somebody could even be colorblind. Let me see if I could draw it with my left hand. Let me see. Ooh. But we got like some rods, let's just say, in the back of our eye. I'm doing pretty good. We got these different little rods, and photons of light come in at a certain angle. So like a green photon comes in at a 90-degree angle. A blue one might come at a 60-degree angle. And say, for instance, a colorblind person may have one of these rods in the back of the eye kind of have different angle. They add a different angle. And if one of them is messed up, it won't be able to read a certain color. So let's say the rod that is able to read 90-degree angles is messed up. So when the color green comes in, it's not being able to be interpreted, because of that that rod is not able to, pick up on the angle. And then also just seeing again, like with a light photon, like zodiac archetypes have a certain wisdom or angle, like an angel, of perspectives, a degree of knowledge, and again go from 0 to 360 degrees, full circle in the ring of Solomon, which is the awareness of all the zodiac perspectives, of all the zodiac signs. And also again this connection with the male or the yin energy, because the phallus pushes out light, like the color white, the phallus pushes out light, and sperm, solar energy, hence represented by Yadalabroth in the Gnostic scriptures. Yadalabroth is depicted as a lion-headed serpent, and a lion-headed serpent also is kind of like the Leo symbol, and again, Leo is a lion, and a lion head look like, like a sun in essence. And no coincidence, we talk about Ra, the sun god. We talk about Ras, like Ras Tafari, and Ras meaning head. Tafari connected to, one of the titles with Haile Selassie. And then, you got the solar plexus, and the Sanskrit word for solar plexus as Manipura. And it's the lustrous gem is what it stands for. And no coincidence when we talk about enlightenment, light, the mental, aka dropping jewels or gems, so again, like the dropping gems, again, the solar plexus, and again, everything has its balance, because you could be on that extreme search for enlightenment instead of like, or more so external enlightenment instead of internal enlightenment. But just in the extremeness of it in general, where, like Icarus, or in essence like Jacob's ladder, like seeking that light so much. But let's say Icarus, seeking that light so much and going towards it, where it's like you get burned up by the light, like an overload of information, in essence, is what, that speaks to. Again, that extreme light. And then on the flip side, again, you got the, and again, I'm just had these part of the notes. And even with again, this movie Shang-Chi, his father has 10 rings, and the 10 rings could be seen as let me see, do I have mine? But the 10 rings could be seen as the 10 Sephiroths in the Tree of Life. Where again, that represents the 9 worlds, with the 10th world being Malkuth. And again, also connected to the Lord of the Rings and Saturn, the discipline of going through, through an earth experience, learning about ourselves through the physical, and the physical exists, in essence, through, time, because time, in essence, like slows things down, so something infinite starts to move like molasses. And this I brought up in the movie with Scarlett Johansson. Dang, how I could forget the name of that movie. But anyway, it's somewhat like how I forgot the name of that movie. But I know why I'm forgetting it. But anyway, it's kind of like the movie Limitless, but instead of a pill, it's like some other substance. But long story short, she gave an explanation of like a moving car, and showing it moving slow. And I was like, where you could see it. And she was like, imagine it moving so fast, because even when something's moving fast, think about when a rim is moving. It's almost like you can't even really see how many spokes is in it, you know what I'm saying? But like if a car was moving fast across the screen, so fast where it almost seemed like you're not even seeing anything, And it was an explanation of like, vibrating on the type of frequency so fast, and so basically outside the realms of time, whereas like again like infinite, and it could be everywhere in essence. Matter of fact, that was the part wherever she on the movie she like disappeared in essence, but she became like she was in everything and everywhere in that essence. But again, the 10 rings having that little connection, and as I'm watching the movie, just seeing it also connect to matter of fact, reminiscent of my acid trip where I talk about it felt like mom and dad beefing. Like, it's like the yin and the yang balancing things out. And in this movie, his mom actually met his dad from him trying to find that forest. He found out about Taylor. It's like, oh, I want to see, because he was a power hungry, person or being. And he ended up coming across later his wife, but the guardian in the forest, and they end up having children. She gave up her powers to be his wife, and he gave up his rings, all his power hungry energy in order to be a father, But
如果有一天你迷路了，他会帮你找到回家的路，记住了吗？
But again, Shang-Chi. Again, I do not own the copyrights to this, but I'm gonna add some more to this. I probably edit this video, but I was in the moment of it, so just sharing again and just showing like all of these different connections, and in essence, how does this help us on our growth? Is helping us to again understand the dynamics of this realm, the dynamics of the yin and yang energy and its opposite energy, and how it attracts each other as well, but just for sure that's one of the themes in this movie. And again, connecting with the dragon energy would make me think about that. And then what I'll kind of add on some other stuff, like a G, like basically G representing the wisdom gained from being in a repetitive cycle or a repetitive loop, because we learn from our lesson loops, like the Ouroboros chasing his tail. The 90-degree angle also shaped like a 7. And again, they had the little terminology of L7 is like a square. You put an L and a 7 by each other. And also that's connecting with the color green, the green photon, like I was just explaining here. You know what I'm saying? The green photon is at a 90-degree angle. And also seeing like how a G is almost like a C and a 7 in essence put together. Masculine, feminine. Bam, you get that little circle, and you could probably draw a little yin and yang symbol in there. And 3 plus 7 equal 10. Wisdom of 7 from the 10 Sephiroths, being experience. Now again, you could see neither good or bad, right or wrong, but just having awareness, again, like with the 7 chakras being like a light prism, or some people may say a light prison in essence, what I'm saying? Like it has our spirit, in this bodysuit in essence. But again, like, not to the extreme. And then again, water, fire, and air. Those 3 energies, and like the 7 different, planetary archetypes, or you could just say the 7 different, again, like main chakras, but it's more than 7 chakras anyway. But and spirits in every symbol and letter, alpha, beta, alphabet. But yeah, I just definitely want to share that. But we're gonna continue.